Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Ethan Tucky, who's a linebacker slash edge rusher out of Cincinnati. How you doing, sir?
Great. So it's been a good day so far, and I appreciate you taking the time to have this interview with me.
Great, man. I mean, obviously, an interesting name to get to know. Tell a little bit about yourself. I mean, tell me maybe where you're from and just a little bit of your overall history.
I'm from Delaware, Ohio. It's a smaller, say, farm area, a little north of Columbus. I went to Delaware Hayes High School, but kind of shaped me to be the kind of person I am today. It's very just hardworking. And that's kind of always carried with me from being a kid, and just the experience of growing up in the area is just everything took a lot of work. And I applied that to school, football, relationships, everything in life. And it's definitely helped me out so far.
Gotcha. So, Ethan, I have you listed 6'2", 235. So probably not necessarily like a defensive end, in most cases. So, I mean, most people are probably going to be looking at you as an outside linebacker, which is fair. I do realize that your journey through college actually started at Boston College. How did that work out for you? Like, how did you end up going from, Delaware, Ohio to Boston College and then back to Ohio to play for Cincinnati?
It was definitely a journey. And if you told my younger self this was the route you're going to go, I would not have believed you, because it was very bumpy and it's very long, but it was what I needed to grow as a person. And that's one thing I always will appreciate about football is off the field. I became a much better person because of it. And I'll never take that for granted. But Al Washington actually recruited me to go to Boston College. And Al Washington is an absolute great man. And so shout out to him, actually, if he's watching this. But I mean, I really liked Boston College. I mean, I had some great teammates there, some good coaches like Jim Reed. And at the end of the day, it just wasn't for me. I kind of saw what I valued, and I really valued family. And one of my favorite memories in high school was playing like ball games in the area and having like my grandparents, my dad there watching. And when he took that away, it just wasn't the same. Like I really enjoyed that aspect. And so it's like, if I could play college ball closer to home to give, especially my grandpa, a chance to watch me, like that's why I like playing the game. And that's the environment I want to be in. So when the chance came to play at Cincinnati, luckily Coach Washington went from BC to Cincinnati to be the D-line coach. I pretty much came with him there. And then I knew Fick when he was at OSU and Freeman when he was at Purdue. So kind of like the perfect storm to get me closer to home and an environment for me to thrive in.
Great. So, I mean, basically Cincinnati, in the Ohio area, you are Ohio like through and through, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, just tell me a little bit about you as a football player. What do you believe is like the best part about your game? Kind of describe to me you as a linebacker slash edge rusher throughout your career.
I would, in one word, I'd say relentless. That's definitely it's my staple is I'm going to work hard. I'm going to learn what I can get better at. But then when it comes to game time, I'm just going to attack. And even if I'm wrong, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm just going to come full speed and then do it again, and do that 60, 70 times a game. And eventually, no matter how good the opponent is, he's going to make mistakes, because I play with a very high energy. And even though I'm 6'2", 235, I have a mix of speed, strength, and other skill sets that when I'm coming at you, like, you're going to know. And so I apply that to my training as well, though, just going full throttle constantly, just all gas, no brakes would be my play style.
So, I mean, is there a player in the league that you either model yourself after or aspire to be?
I really like Vic Beasley. He's a very, very good player, and we actually have very similar body types as well. So I watch a lot of his film to see what he does, if there's different moves that works well for him. And that's typically what I've done so far. I also think Matt Milano is a very good linebacker, and I had the chance to play with him at BC for a year. And his coverage, his just pursuit, his tenacity that he plays with is so fun to watch. And so I'd also say him as well.
So for people that don't really know you, some people obviously they're looking for like, some statistics and stuff, and they really want to know like really what you do out there on the field. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like you are going to be an awesome contributor on special teams in the pros because that's what you did in college. I mean, you had some fantastic plays out there on special teams. Talk us through just some of those moments, if you don't mind.
In total, I actually had 5 blocked kicks through my career, and I was this close from 6 against Georgia. But no, I supplied the same mindset. I was talking about that relentless nature, that mindset that special teams is very important. As Coach Fick would always say, it's a one-play drive that can change the entire outcome of a game. And some guys will kind of view it as like a secondary role, or this isn't what I want to do, but I'm here to help the team and I'm here to give my best effort. And so I applied that on every special teams, kickoff, punt return. And I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun to be out there as just another chance to play the game. And just throughout my college career, that was a chance for me, even when I wasn't playing a lot on defense, to make a name for myself. And that's kind of how my career started. I said making a name for myself in college was against Tulane. I was only a special teams player, and I blocked the first kick at UC in like 10 years. So a lot of people might have taken the play off, but I said, nah, we're going for it.
Great. So, I mean, obviously, several good plays there on special teams, blocking a whole lot of kicks and getting out there and running down the field and making tackles. So a lot of people can see that when they turn on tape there at Cincinnati. I mean, what do you believe has been like your most memorable moment throughout your career? I mean, maybe best game, best highlight. Kind of share that for people if you don't mind.
I would definitely have 2. The first off was a nip at night against UCF. I want to say it was 2 years ago. If you want to talk about an unreal environment, Nippert was rocking that night and coming out and beating UCF when they're, I think, 10th or 11th. I mean, I had a great game too. I think I had like 2 TFLs, 2 tackles, and maybe a fumble recovery. And then also as well as beating Tulsa in the conference championship game. I mean, that one, that's an emotion or a moment I will never forget. Just the amount of effort. I mean, Tulsa was a very good team. I want to make sure they get the respect they deserved because they're very talented. But the feeling of just holding that trophy on the field and 4 or 5 years of work for this one moment, like, I'm never going to forget that one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of great memories this season for Cincinnati. I mean, you guys came out and really, I don't know, man, just kind of dominated the competition. I mean, you won so many games, and it's just kind of unreal, really, to see such great talent out there, really doing some great things. A couple of names, a couple of teammates you kind of want to give shout outs to that have really just been, superb for you there at Cincinnati.
The entire D line, and I'll keep saying this, the D line that's there currently, they are going to be the best in the AAC, and if not the entire nation. And so all my boys back there and Coach Scruggs just keep holding down the fort. But for out in my draft class, Ponder is a really good friend of mine. He actually has been a really good, let's say, teacher of the game to me as well, because when times I struggled understanding concepts, he did a great job of explaining it with me and him and I doing extra work and just kind of going through the process together. So I'm really excited to see him again on Pro Day, and I hope he does a great job.
So I guess that is kind of the next thing for you right now is that Pro Day. I mean, when is that Pro Day coming up? What's that day?
March 31st.
So March 31st. I mean, we got a few weeks to get prepared for that. I mean, do you have any goals or anything that you want to show scouts with your performance out there at your Pro Day?
When it comes to Pro Day, I keep just telling myself I'm going to do my best, because my best will get noticed. And I know that for sure. And I know if I run my best 40, if I jump my like what I'm capable of, I'll do better than a lot of people in the nation, a lot of other people out there. And so I'm not really worried about hitting a select number for any of these drills, because if I do what I'm capable of, I'll not only just impress people, but I'll leave a statement about he's one hell of an athlete.
Great. So, I mean, already, though, previously this year, obviously you were able to get a chance to attend the College Gridiron Showcase and actually go out to the Hula Bowl and play a game out there in Hawaii. Uh, Talk to me just a little bit about those experiences and just kind of share some memories, going through that.
CGS was the first one out of those two. And CGS was actually really big because it put me in, besides the football aspect of everything, it put me in contact with a group called Transition. And recently I've been working to create a charity with them, revolving, setting up a flag football league for veterans across the nation who are transitioning from service to civilian life. So that was a huge opportunity to work with them and kind of as the process continues. And also CGS taught me a very, important lesson. So when they had interviews there and they had all these teams coming out to talk to the players, there might have been 120, 130 players. I was the one player there who did not get an interview. And if you want to talk about motivation, sitting in that waiting room, waiting for someone to come call my name when my teammates are getting called, and legitimately every other person in the room gets called but you, that fire and that passion. I'm grateful it happened. And that's why I'm happy I had the chance to go there, because it was, well, I got to do more and I got to keep making a name for myself and I got to keep growing and getting better, because the other option is sitting there and pouting, and I'm not about to do that. So it was a great, I enjoyed it. I'm really appreciative they had me out there and I had a really good time, especially working with Transition. So CGS was a great opportunity. And Hawaii is Hawaii. So regardless of the game there, it was a free week there. And it was absolutely wonderful. The chance to play with that amount of talent and just the atmosphere of it. And too, playing, I think it was the last game in the Aloha Stadium before it gets renovated. And they used to have the Pro Bowl out there too. So you're talking about the amount of NFL greats and just Hall of Famers who played on that field, and we were the last team to play there, was a pretty special feeling. And two, even having Mike Singletary and Rex Ryan as a coaches, it was just an absolute great week, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity.
So obviously, out there being able to meet people, getting a chance to play a game, and hopefully being able to rub some shoulders with people, so that at the very least, even if they didn't sit you down for an interview, that they at least see you and your effort out there, when you're doing drills or out there playing that game. But that's kind of what we're trying to do here as well. We're trying to introduce you to scouts that maybe don't even know your name. So let's just kind of give people an opportunity to get to know you outside of football. Tell me maybe who you are, maybe what you did as a student, and anything else about you that you want to share.
For, I guess, my student life, I have my undergrad, I have a BA in psychology, and I am 2 months away from finishing my master's in behavioral analysis, which I'm very excited about. For fun, I play a lot of video games, honestly. I have a Twitch channel, and that's kind of like my getaway from everything. And I don't know, it's just a great way to kind of just relax and my mind kind of wander and just kind of interact with fans too, because they can hop on my Twitch channel and talk. But one project I started recently that I'm very passionate about is on my YouTube channel, the Ethan Tucky management team. And it's a series called Take 5. And it's just 5-minute videos from athletes and other people kind of sharing motivation or stories or lessons they've learned from their life. And we had our launch a week ago. And so that's taken up a lot of my time here too recently. But it's something I'm really passionate about, because mindfulness is very important to everyone out there, not just athletes. So kind of spreading the word about that. And I don't know, giving someone a little morning motivation is a good feeling to have.
Yeah, I think we all need that. Especially, being stuck inside, not able to go, anywhere. We figure it's kind of been a rough time with the pandemic for everybody. So don't see too many smiles. So,
exactly. And that's, if we can get one smile, the whole purpose of the channel is a success. So
exactly. So I do want to give you the opportunity to give some shout outs to some people that have just kind of really helped you along the way, whether it be family, friends, teammates, coaches. Give me maybe a handful of people that have just helped you so much, gotten you to where you are. Go for it, man. Give me your shout outs.
It would be a pretty long list, so I'm gonna try to sum it up here.
Sure.
Off the bat, I was kind of like go through like high school through my whole career, but Patrick Montgomery, Sean Patrick, Justin Malovic, Zeb Schroeder were my big guys in high school, and then Coach Washington, Al Washington, and then Jim Reed at Boston College. And then obviously all the D-line coach. I mean, I had Al Washington again at Cincinnati. I mean, Coach Fickle is an absolute phenomenal person. Marcus Freeman, Chad Wilt, he was my previous D-line coach. And then also Greg Scruggs as well. It was just, I mean, if you want to talk about coaches, high quality guys, just teaching you how to not only be a good football player, but being a good man. All these guys just nailed it. Coach Strip as well. I have to give him a shout out because he's one hell of a coach. But yeah, so all these coaches, I mean, they just did a phenomenal job, and it just kind of speaks of the kind of men these schools hire and just how high quality it is. And then outside of the coaches, I mean, within my own family, obviously my mom, my dad, my grandparents, like I would not be where I am today without any of these people. And that's one thing I'll never take for granted, the lessons I've learned and the times they've helped me out and yelled at me and pushed me to be a better person. Like this whole reason we're having this conversation is because of those names I just said, helped me find my way and kind of help me through and understand who I am. So I'd have the motivation to do this.
Gotcha. I mean, obviously a lot of people that have helped you out. So tell me this though, because I think a lot of people, I give this to everybody. Tell me why you play football. What's your motivation?
My number one motivation is honestly just to push myself. It's the most difficult thing I've ever done in terms of every skill set that requires the mental, not only like the mental and physical side of things, but the personal lessons that you learn from it, like say time management or leadership or how to work well with others or whatnot. It's skills in a high pressure environment that you don't get often. And it's challenging and it's really hard. And so at the end, if I can look at the mirror at the end of the day and go, I really pushed myself today, I can do that every single day playing the game of football. And that's my biggest motivation, is going, I bettered myself today and I can do even more tomorrow.
Great. And I want you to just have the opportunity to give your pitch to a professional team. I mean, what kind of player would they be getting if they took a chance on you? Go. Tell these guys what they're going to get.
My
man.
sales pitch here. Yeah. No,
Sure.
I'd be a very, very hardworking. That's always my staple. It's for the team. I do everything I can to help the program out. My leadership ability. I'm not afraid to make other people uncomfortable if they're not pushing themselves enough. And I think those are the main two things, just that you have effort, you have leadership, and you have someone who wants to be part of a team and wants to be part of a program because I can do a lot by myself, but I can do even more working with others and applying that mindset to any team in the league. I know I'll be a valuable asset, not only for that, but also in terms of play. I can do outside linebacker, defensive end, middle linebacker, and do all special teams. And I really enjoy special teams. And I'm also learning how to long snap. And I'm also pretty good at long snapping now. So if you're talking about versatility in both mind and the body, not many like me out there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of things you bring to the table, a lot of different positions that people could work you in. Again, we already talked about the fact that you're a phenomenal special teams player, able to go down, block all these kicks, make all these great plays on special teams. And, that's where some people kind of find their niche in the league. And hey, there's nothing wrong about getting a paycheck when that's what you do at the professional level. So, I mean, hopefully somebody gives you the opportunity to go out there and make some plays.
Exactly.
But hey, Ethan, this has been cool. I really appreciate you sitting down with me and just kind of chatting about a bit about your story, who you are as a player. Also, like a lot of those things that you're doing outside of football, I think those are great. Being able to work with charities and give back on so many different fronts. So I wish you best of luck in all your endeavors, man.
Thank you so much. It was a really great time chatting with you here. And thank you again for this opportunity.
Sure, man. Again, Ethan Tucky, linebacker, defensive, edge rusher out of Cincinnati. Check him out.